Everybody, good evening. Thank you for tuning in to the 8 p.m. edition of Atlanta News First Plus. A lot to talk about in the forecast. We chatted with you just after 5 o'clock this evening. We were briefly on air about 7 p.m. as well, streaming on Atlanta News First Plus. And now is another opportunity to get those weather questions answered. Again, thank you for tuning in and for watching. Going to start off slow, let folks join before we get too deep into the nitty-gritty of the forecast, because this is an extended forecast, in particular Friday, Saturday. Both first alert weather days that include a lot of detail. Also, just speaking transparently, they include quite a bit of uncertainty, especially that Friday, Saturday period of the forecast. We also have a first alert weather day today. It's been raining all evening long. Also a first alert weather day tomorrow. Huge temperature drop, howling winds, and there could even be a few snow flurries tomorrow. Then the cold really settles in as we get into our Tuesday morning. Astronomer on YouTube, already some questions coming in saying, I live more south near Augusta, and there's a chance for snow this Saturday. Yes, there is a chance Friday into Saturday for much of the northern part of the state, but also towards areas like Augusta, over to Birmingham, along roughly north of the I-20 corridor. Von Consuelo Williams saying, when is it supposed to snow in Atlanta? It's not necessarily supposed to snow, but there is a possibility of snow and some ice across North Georgia Friday and Saturday. So again, a lot to track in the first alert forecast. We do have two impactful storm systems headed to North Georgia. The one is already influencing our weather. It's been raining this evening. That breeze is just now starting to kick up, and we have even windier weather tonight and a burst of heavy rain tonight after a little bit of a lull in the wet weather, and then we wake up to tumbling temperatures tomorrow morning. Big changes on the way. As mentioned, we do have a wind advisory in effect. We talked about this more so at 4:30 on our stream. It's in effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow. I did speak with the National Weather Service, and they were saying they very well may have to extend that, maybe expand that wind advisory getting into tomorrow afternoon, because it looks like this band of rain tonight will come with some wind, maybe a brief lull after the rain moves out, but as that cold air moves in, the winds are going to kick back up, gusting 30 to 40 pretty easily through the afternoon hours tomorrow. So not only is it going to be cold, but it's going to be windy. And eventually we do have that chance of a few snow flurries in the forecast. Again, no accumulation, no worries of any rain, snarling your plans as the temperature drops. No significant worries of ice tomorrow. We're going to have to watch up in the mountains with some rain tonight, very quickly falling temperatures tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a slick spot or two up in the highest of elevation, something we'll be watching out for you. And if anything changes, of course, we'll keep you updated right here, streaming on Atlanta News First Plus, also video updates in the First Alert Weather app. And you can always catch us on Atlanta News First, whether on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW, or on WANF. I'm going to switch gears, talk about where it's raining right now, because we do still have some rain across North Georgia. Definitely, though, we're drying out a little bit on the southwest side of the metro. Everything is moving from southwest to north and east. We had a pretty good batch of rain move through. It was light to moderate rain for a few hours, so it's wet outside now. Puddles, it's chilly. That light breeze, occasionally a little gusty and making it feel even chillier. And the good news, if you do have you have to get your dog out for the final walk of the evening, or maybe you forgot something at the grocery store and you're about to run to the store before they close, we have some drier weather, kind of a lull in the rain, spotty showers over in Cleburne County, Alabama, not completely dry, but generally drier than it was. This isn't constant rain, spotty little period of light rain or two, and that's about it. Overall drier now through maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and then eyes look westward, tracking this band of rain moving in from Alabama. Northeast side, though, you still have a little bit of rain to go. Gainesville, it is raining steadily down into Gwinnett County, Sugar Hill, Beaufort, it is raining steadily. Lawrenceville, it's been raining for a few hours. Lawrenceville Highway, it is a wet go of it from Lilburn near Snellville, leaving Doraville, connecting through Lilburn. US 29, Lawrenceville Highway, that entire stretch is dealing with wet weather. On up into northeast Georgia, Dahlonega, Lumpkin County. It is a soaking wet night right now in Lumpkin County. Certainly it is damp out there. Rain continues to fall. This is moving into White, to Union, Towns County, even Clay County, North Carolina, a little bit of rain, especially south of Hayesville. Southern parts of the county here, that is where the greatest rain chance will be, near Cedar Cliff, near the state line. Hiawassee, rain moving in from the south and west, and this is heading into Clayton up in Rabun County as well. Mountains have not seen as much rain, especially northeast Georgia mountains have not seen as much rain today, but you are about to get a little bit of that wet weather. And then overnight tonight, next few hours, a little bit of a lull, and then very quickly rain moves back in, and the rain that we have late tonight into early tomorrow morning will be heavier. maybe even a rumble or two of thunder, especially south of I-20. In fact, we can go ahead and walk you hour by hour. Forecast model doing a pretty good job showing rain exiting stage right, so to speak, after kind of a damp evening. Here's that lull we were talking about, 9, 10 p.m. Temperatures actually warming up. They're climbing this evening and overnight tonight with the southerly wind kicking in. That same southerly wind will get a little bit gusty, and that's why we have that wind advisory in effect, in addition to the wind that may come with this line of heavy rain moving through North Georgia late tonight. So hour-by-hour forecast. Here we are as we approach 2 a.m. The heaviest of the rain is getting closer to Cleburne and Randolph counties in Alabama. Again, that is well to the west of Atlanta. Nonetheless, Cleburne, Randolph counties, your rain ETA is earlier than anyone else because you're the furthest west. Also Rome, also Chattooga County, right around 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. Rain is going to very quickly move back into your area after some showers this evening. As far as the city of Atlanta is concerned, I would say between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., that's when the nastiest of the weather will be Monday as far as rain is concerned, with temperatures ranging from 44 in Blairsville to 45 Dawsonville, lower 50s in Lawrenceville, mid-50s in Atlanta by that time, 56 in Jonesboro. It is going to be nearly 60 degrees in Thomaston, where you've been in mostly the 40s and lower 50s so far today. So it will warm up overnight. That's ahead of the front. This is basically, we're going to draw it out here for you, this band of rain. This is the front moving through North Georgia. So notice, 53 in Atlanta, rain tapering off 6 a.m. It is 55 in Covington, heavier rain moving in at 6 a.m. And notice Calhoun is drier, down to 48. Rome is back down to 49. And watch what happens as we go through the rest of the morning. Again, fast forwarding to about 8 o'clock in the morning, that same front is well to the east of Atlanta. In fact, it has, by that point, cleared all of North Georgia back towards Augusta. That's the area it'll be moving through at, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Down to 48 in Atlanta. So we are colder at 8 a.m. than we were at 5 or 6 a.m., back down in the upper 40s. We don't stop there, though. Temperatures continue to tumble. Here we are at noon. 39 in Atlanta, 39 Marietta, 35 Carrollton, mid-30s, 36 in Rome, 38 Calhoun, 36 in Blairsville. And you see the little white specks there. This is basically, we're going to bring that back up. Pardon me. These little white specks are basically wind-blown snow flurries and maybe some light snow showers up in the highest of elevations, generally above 2,500 feet or so, that are being blown in by much colder air moving in, catered in, brought in, should say, by a gusty northwesterly wind. So cold at noon, 30s and lower 40s. Windy, winds gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour. And there could be actual snow showers, but up in the mountains, just a tiny little coating is possible. But for the rest of us, we may just see like a wind-blown snow flurry or two. It's not an accumulating snow, but water cooler talk. You may see it. You may post a photo of it, see a photo of it on Twitter. Maybe you want to see us, send us what you're seeing if you do see snow flurries tomorrow. 470-777-9263 again. 470-777-9263. There we have it for you, 470-777-WANF. If you happen to get any videos of these little snow flurries blowing around in the wind tomorrow, send us your video, send us your photo. You may see it yourself on Atlanta News First Plus or on Atlanta News First. Booney's asking if Tryon will get snow. Speaking of Chattooga County, if you're asking about tomorrow, there's about a 20-30% chance of some wind-blown snow flurries as we go through the day tomorrow, more so tomorrow afternoon. That's not great, and we're just talking snow flurries. We're not talking widespread snow in the first alert forecast. So as far as snow accumulating, Boone and Tryon, Georgia, Chattooga County, that is unlikely tomorrow, not going to happen tomorrow. It's just not going to happen, but you could see some snow flurries blowing around. And then David Wright asking about Friday, flurries or real snow. It is way too soon, unfortunately, to know whether we are going to see snow. In fact, if you're talking about North Georgia, it's possible some will see a cold rain, some will see freezing rain, some will see sleet, and some will see snow. All precipitation types are possible as we get into Friday and Saturday. In fact, David, we're going to go ahead and just skip ahead to that portion of the forecast. Monday, it is cold, it is windy, 30s in the afternoon. Some of us already 32 or colder, below freezing by early evening. The wind will make it feel even colder. Boone, it may not accumulate. There's a chance. There's uncertainty. I wish I could say it's gonna snow, but I can't. I would be absolutely lying if I told you your neighborhood, your exact community was going to see pure snow or anything like that. Lots of options on the table. In fact, you notice a little icon there. It's not just snow, that's a wintry mix. It's very possible. In fact, at this point, the most likely scenario is that we're going to have more of a mix of stuff versus pure snow, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days away from the system. So it's something to keep an eye on, something to certainly be aware of, and likely something that will in some way impact your day, Friday or Saturday. But as far as what you see in your backyard, just far too soon to really lay claim to any one particular scenario or chisel the forecast in the stone, so to speak. In fact, here's the issue. The track of this low is extremely important as to what you see in your backyard, how the forecast evolves here across North Georgia. If this low takes a more northern track, maybe right over Atlanta or just north, we're just going to see a cold rain. If this low decides to scoot along the coast, I-10 corridor, remain further south, we might have a greater chance of pure snow. But at the end of the day, we just don't know exactly, and forecast models continue to struggle with exactly who sees what, and I think you're going to continue to see forecast models struggle with this over the next few days. Tuesday, we'll start to get a better idea. I would say by Wednesday evening, we'll have a much better idea, and then going into Thursday morning. Ice and snow are possible across North Georgia. Cold is certain. No uncertainty about that. We know the cold weather is going to linger, and it's going to be a very cold week. But the track of this second storm system determines exactly what we see going into our Friday and our Saturday. Austin Vance saying, do you think if the winds are going to be gusty tomorrow afternoon, if the winds are going to be gusty tomorrow afternoon, like if the temperatures drops down? Austin, it will be gusty tomorrow and it will be cold. So as the temperature falls, winds will remain gusty. I think that's what you're asking there. It's going to be windy. It'll be cold tomorrow afternoon, and the winds will blow as the temperature falls tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And again, that's storm system number 1. This is storm system number 2 on your screen right now, a system that is set to bring a greater chance of ice and snow, wintry precipitation to North Georgia and metro Atlanta. In fact, here's a breakdown for you Friday and Saturday. Mountain communities, so from Raven County, Lumpkin County, White County, Towns County, Clay County, North Carolina, over to Fannin County. Again, working our way westward, Gilmer County as well, Pickens included in that. Snow accumulation is possible as we get into the mountain communities. Again, it is possible. Boone saying 11 and love snow. Well, this is a chance, man. It's not a certainty, but it is a possibility here in the first alert forecast. So don't necessarily plan on snow for sure happening just yet, but it is something to keep in mind, and there is a legitimate chance of that. So in the mountains, snow accumulation is possible, possibly, more than an inch. Wintry mix and ice is also possible. It may not, even in the mountains, it may not be pure snow. Again, depending on the exact storm track and exactly how this moves through timing and yada, 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 so on and so forth. We have many variables, and any one of those, if they change, that will impact what you see Friday into Saturday. As far as metro Atlanta, rain is almost certain at this point. I know wintry mix and ice is possible, and in some scenarios, we could bring down snow accumulation into portions of metro Atlanta. These are all possibilities. None of these are certainties. And again, it's a little tricky to get too specific this far into the forecast. So a little tricky to get that specific this far in the first alert forecast. So we're going to keep things general, kind of have a 10,000 foot view on things like this. Ice and snow are possible. It is not worth canceling any Friday, Saturday plans right now. It is simply just a week to keep an eye on the forecast. We have big weather changes tomorrow. In fact, we've had rain this evening. Heavy rain and wind arrives tonight. It's going to be kind of windy. May wake you up tonight. Heavy rain and gusty winds. And then temperatures plummet through the day tomorrow. You are really feeling it by tomorrow afternoon. So if you have students go back to school tomorrow's January 6th. A lot of our local school districts going back to school tomorrow. I believe APS is as well. It will be warmer when they leave the house at 7 o'clock in the morning than when they come home at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And they need to dress for temperatures in the 30s in the afternoon with wind chills in the 20s in the afternoon. And again, it's going to be cold and windy. That is a certainty, no doubt about it. We know that Monday could also include a few snow flurries. No accumulation across the metro. Could be a light coating dusting up in the highest of elevations up in far north and northeast Georgia. We are very confident in Tuesday's forecast. Again, cold air really settling in. First hard freeze of a stretch of hard freezes will be Tuesday morning. Another hard freeze Wednesday morning, another hard freeze Thursday morning. We're very confident in that forecast. But the uncertainty arrives Friday into Saturday as that storm system we were just showing you, again, that's not the storm that's moving through tonight. This is one that is still thousands of miles to our west. A lot of data still has to go into these computer models. We have to see how the next 24, 36, 48 hours go with this system, put that data into the same computers, and then we'll get a more accurate forecast for our Friday and Saturday potential impact. But as you can see there, first alert weather days, Friday, Saturday, we're keeping an eye on the forecast, fine-tuning the forecast, and all that we're asking is that you kind of follow along with us. Keep an eye on the forecast as well. Boone, Austin, David, Astronomer, and Yvonne, Consuelo, Williams. It is a tricky forecast, but something we will be monitoring closely. And now more than ever, you have a way to catch the forecast. Get in-depth details in the palm of your hand. You know, you can watch the newscast on Atlanta News First. If you have time to sit down in front of the TV, you can stream that same newscast, though, on the go in the First Alert weather app at atlantanewsfirst.com. Roku, Amazon Fire, those outlets are awesome because you're in front of the TV, you're chillaxing, probably bundled up, heat on, it's going to be cold starting tomorrow, and we're watching that Friday, Saturday forecast, and, you know, in a normal newscast, of course, we give you all the weather information, but on Atlanta News First Plus, we can really talk about the weather, and I can help clarify that forecast and maybe give you a little more context here versus some of the other outlets. So encourage you to keep an eye on the forecast, and we will continue to keep you updated going forward. Again, timeline here, I think by Wednesday evening, we're going to start to have a much better idea as to how Friday and Saturday are going to unfold. There may still be some little changes, the exact details still being ironed out by that point, but I still think much more confidence in that Friday, Saturday forecast by the time we get to Wednesday evening. Speaking of the First Alert weather app, about to record a new video, put it in the weather app, basically discussing much of what we just talked about. So if you're coming in a little late to the stream, you prefer not to scroll back through the past 20 minutes and give it a watch, we will have that video for you here momentarily in the First Alert weather app. You'll get a little buzz when it arrives. You can also catch the news tonight at 10 p.m. on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW. And then the late news tonight, Atlanta News First at 11 p.m. after the Golden Globes. Hopefully it's at 11. We could go on a couple minutes late, but not going to be a very late start there. Maybe just after 11 p.m. again on WANF after the Golden Globes. Going to go ahead and leave you with a big picture look at this First Alert 7-day forecast. Thank you for tuning in and for watching. A reminder, you can always follow me on social media, Cutter Martin, First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin on Threads, X, Instagram, Facebook. Send me a message, give me a holler. Working to answer your questions, comments, and concerns. Enjoy your evening. Stay warm this week.